House of Representatives raise alarm over cholera outbreak in the country. Seeks urgent intervention.
Industry players rethink strategies to enhance manufacturing sector.
Senate seeks repeal of NIMC Act.
And on Good Morning Nigeria today, our focus is on empowering entrepreneurs in Nigeria, strategies for growth.
All right, so all over the world, economies run on small and medium enterprises, and that's powered by entrepreneurs.
Indeed, in Nigeria, these individuals manage close to 40 million businesses, scaling up the country's position to one of the best environments in the world for entrepreneurial activities.
And they have also helped the economy, contributing to almost half of the country's GDP. But in spite of all these exploits, half of the country's entrepreneurs spend just about a year in business, while 40% of them are set to give up their dreams due to so many reasons, but most importantly, poor demand.
Well, in Nigeria, like I said earlier, these individuals manage close to 40 million businesses, and experts insist that a thriving entrepreneur must brave the odds to balance talent with knowledge to meet targets. And these individuals must also have the capacity to set goals, measure performance, find and retain qualified employees, create business opportunities, and new markets.
All right, let's quickly take a look at some of the challenges. And according to the data we have, 72% of entrepreneurs in Nigeria lack necessary skills, further compounded by economic issues, making it, of course, quite challenging to build a strong and efficient SMEs subsector.
Now, the challenge of accessing finance is also another major drawback, especially in sub-Saharan Africa.
Indeed, and over time, of course, here in Nigeria, successive governments, have introduced several platforms to address those gaps, and there are quite a number of gaps that have been identified, inhibiting growth of entrepreneurship in Nigeria. But principally among those challenges that have been identified, of course, are the establishment of agencies such as the small and medium enterprises. Well, this is not a challenge. This is one of the solutions. The establishment of small and medium enterprises development agency, SMIDEN. We also have Nigerian Export Promotion Council, as well as other key platforms like the SME of the Year Award. And Victor, these are some of the initiatives that have been put in place by successive governments to ensure enabling environment for entrepreneurs.
And then the question would be, it's now a question of how much of a success have these agencies and platforms been over the years. Well, in addition to all of these, other initiatives like the Empower Government Enterprise and Empowerment Program, JIP, and You Win are also have been introduced.
Indeed. Well, we all know some of these, platforms that Victor mentioned. They were quite popular, during the immediate past administration. And a lot of youth, really took advantage of those wins.
Yeah, why they are not sustained and, just keep introduce this and introduce that, no continuity.
Within that period, according to those who monitor our entrepreneurship data, there was an impressive improvement. Of course, then came the economic recession and all that, you understand. But the efforts, by government specifically target promotion of entrepreneurial activities in Nigeria, and that's to help the country's teeming entrepreneurs. But concerned persons insist that more should be done to aid growth of SMEs in Nigeria and create that enabling business environment for even those entrepreneurship to thrive.
And when such a platform works, some believe that they should be sustained so that you don't have, switching here and there, which doesn't quite make for sustained progress. But these issues inform our focus on efforts targeted at empowering entrepreneurs in Nigeria, as well as current strategies for growth in the subsector. So, I welcome you to Good Morning Nigeria, our midweek episode. I am Victor Azu.
Indeed. And I'm Claire Adelabu Abdul Razak. It's good to have you with us on the program this morning. And we're transmitting live on the network service of the NTA here in our studios in Abuja. And in a short while, we'll be hosting Chukwudi Buaja. He will be here to do his usual, that's the newspaper review, but of course not before we bring you highlights of the morning news. And who is on the news? Mina Daniel. Mina, good morning.
Good morning, Claire and Victor. You guys are looking good this morning. And an interesting topic. I can't wait to listen. Good morning, Nigeria. Here's the news. The House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the federal and state governments to urgently put in place measures to effectively contain the outbreak of cholera in Lagos and other parts of the country. The Green Chamber at Tuesday's plenary also called for more public enlightenment on the disease towards safeguarding public health.
Mandate the House Committees on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values to oversee the rigorous public orientation, enlightenment and education of the citizenry on the need to maintain personal hygiene at all times.
And in a bid to promote manufacturing sector competitiveness, job creation, and gross domestic products, the federal government is determined to support key drivers for sustainable economic growth in Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima stated this at the opening of the Nigeria Manufacturers Summit.
I am aware of the significant tax-related burden on the sector, which has regularly been highlighted among the major concerns by the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. The issue is being addressed to enhance manufacturing development. The Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform is specifically addressing this matter, and we have entered the implementation stage of the reform.
And of course, Senate is seeking the repeal of the National Identity Management Commission Act to give way to the establishment of an Identity Commission alongside the National Identity Database. The bill, sponsored by the Deputy President of the Senate, Barra Jibrin, made provisions for maintenance of a national database to address crimes relating to identity theft.
It's not everywhere this kind of arrangement.
A catalog bearing all the entries for the hashtag One Nigeria Fabric competition has been presented to the public ahead of the final selection of a winner. Promoter of the competition and Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, while presenting the catalog in her office, also unveiled two fashion icons as judges for the competition.
Bringing business into local economy, which is good, and because our manufacturers are going to be from Nigeria, so we did that during the campaign. So we believe that there will be job creation, there will be money put in the systems.
Evacuation of rebels by disaster and emergency responders is still ongoing at the site of a collapsed four-story building at the Unity House, Muhammadu Buhari Way, Area 11, Abuja. And that's the news for now. Good morning, Nigeria continues with Claire and Victor, but after this break.